Geography. Major domains of Earth. The realms of the Earth. The realms of the Earth. The Earth's surface is mainly divided into two main regions, namely continents and oceans. Out of the total surface of the Earth, 3/4 is covered by water in the form of oceans, seas, lakes and rivers. There are 4 interactive realms or domains of the Earth known as the geospheres of the Earth. Lithosphere, land. The lithosphere includes the rocks of the Earth's crust and thin layer of soil that comprises of life-sustaining nutrients. Hydrosphere, water. This is the realm of the Earth that consists of all the water available in various water bodies like oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, underground water, glaciers, snow, and also as water vapor. All the oceans and seas of the world are interconnected. They also function as a link between continents. Atmosphere, air. The life-sustaining gases like oxygen and nitrogen are available in this domain. The nitrogen that is present in the atmosphere is not directly used up by plants. Instead, the roots of the plants absorb it from the soil. This shows the interaction and interdependence of the domains. Biosphere, life. Biosphere represents life on Earth, whether it is in water, on the soil, below the soil, or in air. It can be called the zone of life on the Earth. This domain is the narrow zone of contact between land, air, and water. Lately, the term ecosphere has been coined to refer to the biosphere together along with its physical environment. The ecosphere includes the ecological factors like climate and vegetation that influence the biosphere. There is an interrelationship and interdependence between the 3 realms and the biosphere in the ecosphere. The process of give and take between the domains goes on continuously. Because of the interaction between the domains, many processes like weathering, nitrogen cycle, etc. occur. Sometimes this leads to the formation of spectacular landforms. The Earth's interior. The Earth's interior is made up mainly of 3 layers, namely the crust, the mantle, and the core. The crust comprises of the continents and oceans. Of the 3 layers, the mantle is the thickest. The lower part of the mantle is in a semi-molten state. In this layer, magma, which is a mixture of molten rocks, along with gases and steam, are in a state of constant motion. The magma moves up through cracks and fissures in rocks. When this magma comes out of the surface, it is known as lava. Many of the volcanic mountains are made up of layers of lava. The innermost layer of the Earth is the core that lies below the mantle. This layer comprises of 80% iron along with lesser amounts of nickel and other light elements. Sometimes, a phenomenal amount of compressional energy is released by the Earth that results in the uplift and folding of a part of the crust of the Earth. This process leads to the formation of fold mountains, continents and oceans. Continents and oceans. The evolution of continents and oceans of the Earth has taken many millions of years. Today, we have 7 major continents and 4 large oceans. But that was not the case millions of years ago. At that time, there existed only one supercontinent known as Pangaea. The present shape of the hydrosphere did not occur till then. The supercontinent or Pangaea was in continuous motion in the semi-molten rock under the lithosphere. Many geological changes happened over several millions of years, and this single continent split up into the current 7 continents. During this process, the 4 major oceans that we have today also evolved. The continents and ocean are always on the move, and their evolution is a continuous process. Many geological studies that are being done today forecast that many parts of the Earth will submerge below the present sea level. It is also predicted that the levels of some parts of the present ocean will come down, thus exposing land masses. The size of the Pacific Ocean will become smaller, while that of the Atlantic Ocean is likely to increase. Another change that is expected to occur is that the continent of Australia will move closer to the equator. Thus, the isostatic balance of the Earth's crust is maintained. Comparative sizes of the continents and oceans. Comparative sizes of the continent. The whole of the Earth's landmass is divided into 7 main continents and several islands. The majority of the land masses lies in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, the land mass is located near the equator. The continents and oceans show antipodal arrangement, that is, more than 95% of the total land area that is occupied by continents is diametrically opposite to water bodies or oceans. Asia is the world's largest continent. It occupies a little less than 1/3 of the Earth's total land area. The second largest continent is Africa. The Americas occupy the third and the fourth place, with North America being bigger than South America. These two continents are connected by the Isthmus of Panama. Antarctica occupies the 5th position with regard to the size. As Antarctica remains frozen throughout the year, it is also known as the White Continent. Europe is the second smallest continent. Europe is separated from Asia by the Urals or the Ural Mountains, the Caspian Sea and the Caucasus Mountain. Eurasia is the name given to Europe and Asia together. The smallest continent is Australia. It is an island continent that lies between the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean. It is located entirely in the southern hemisphere and is the only continent that comprises of a single country. With regard to the size, it is nearly twice the size of the India, but the population of Australia is 35 times less than that of India. Continents, area in 1000 square kilometer, population mid-2001 in millions, world 6,137, Asia 44,000, 3,720, Africa 31,818, North America 24,454, South America 18,387, Antarctica 14,000, Europe 11,727, Australia 9,031. Note: the above figures are rounded figures. The above population figures are based on UN estimates. There are large water bodies that surround the continents. These are known as oceans. There are 4 main oceans that surround the Earth's land masses. The table below shows the oceans and their sizes. Oceans, areas, square kilometer. The Pacific Ocean 166,241,000. The Atlantic Ocean 86,557,000. The Indian Ocean 73,427,000. The Arctic Ocean 9,485,000. Facts and figures. Highest point, Mount Everest, 8,850 meters. Lowest point and land, Dead Sea, -396 meters below sea level. Deepest point, oceans, Mariana Trench. Longest mountain range, Andes. Largest desert, Sahara, 9,064,650 square kilometer. Longest river, Nile, 6,650 kilometer. Ocean-land interface. The meeting points of oceans and the landmass are origin to some spectacular landforms. These are of different types, namely seas, islands, peninsula, strait and isthmus. Island. An island is any piece of land that is surrounded by water on all sides. The most popular examples of islands are Australia, which is also a continent, and Sri Lanka. Another popular group of islands is the Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep groups of islands. Peninsula. A peninsula is a piece of land that projects into a body of water and is connected with the mainland. It is surrounded by water on three sides. One of the best examples of a peninsula is India. Seas. Seas are of two types. Those seas that are linked to the main ocean, example, Arabian Sea, and inland seas that have no outlet to the main ocean, example, Caspian Sea. Isthmus. An isthmus is a narrow strip of land connecting two larger land areas and separating seas on either side. Some of the famous examples include the Suez Canal that is constructed on the Isthmus of Suez. This canal separates Africa from Asia. The Panama Canal that is built off the Isthmus of Panama links North America and South America. Strait. A strait is a narrow, navigable channel of water that connects two larger navigable bodies of water. That is, it separates two large land masses. Example, the Palk Strait separates India and Sri Lanka. Some other striking landforms include deltas, estuaries, cliffs, and beaches. A delta is a landform that is created at the mouth of a river, where that river flows into an ocean, sea, etc., and where the sea is relatively calm. The Ganga-Brahmaputra Delta is the largest in the world. Oceans and winds also play important roles in shaping many landforms on the coast of seas. The most famous are the indented coastlines like the coastlines of Dublin and Belfast in the Atlantic Ocean. Oceans account for 97.2% of the water that is present on the earth. Of this, the amount of fresh water that is found in rivers and lakes is only 0.03%. Out of this, the water content in ice sheets and glaciers as well as underground water amounts to 2.77%. The structure of The atmosphere comprises of a layer of gases that surrounds the earth, which protects the earth from the harmful rays of the sun. The extent of the atmosphere is up to 1600 kilometers. Based on the composition and temperature, the atmosphere is divided into 5 layers. Starting from the ground, these 5 layers are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. The air is a mixture of gases which include nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, and other gases including carbon dioxide 1%. The weight and the density of air vary with height. As the height increases, both temperature and density decrease. In the lower atmospheric layers, water vapor and dust particles are present. Carbon dioxide and dust particles present in the air play an important role in condensation, which is the conversion of water vapor into tiny droplets. These droplets join together and form clouds, which finally fall back to the ground in the form of precipitation. This precipitated water that falls back to the ground flows in rivers, seeps underground, and even forms glaciers and ice sheets at high altitudes. The water that goes underground again appears over the ground in the form of springs and wells, or it flows under the ground up to the oceans. So, we can say that there is a constant circulation of water in the lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere, thus showing the interdependence and interaction between the domains. Only after the evolution of life on land did the biosphere come into existence, which in turn was made possible due to the availability of water on the earth.